Okay,
All right.
I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Jennifer Kemp from the Young Women's Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation, and together Carol Glock and I from the Glock Foundation are very happy to have a guest speaker of Jose from Everest Eats, and I think Katie's on here too, right? And I think I saw her, and so we are just thrilled to be able to share get more knowledge about plant-based eating, and you can tell us a little bit about your company, but and Carol's going to share a few things too. But I just want to say thank you for all the love that you've given to the breast cancer community in the past month. It's been incredible, and I know a lot of women are very happy. It's a hard time. A lot of people are really struggling, not only for just with cancer, but just nourishment, getting the right nourishment. It's challenging, and just the love is really, really helpful. So we really appreciate it. And so I'll turn it over to you, Carol.
Well, thank you.
Okay, well, I'm just so excited to introduce Jose. I met him and his wife in the driveway when this all started, when I was bringing some meals to someone else. And actually, one of my other survivors in the group, Aaron Bywaters, was the one who introduced us. And I have to say, I've seen a lot of other deliveries, plant-based that I've tried, and this is by far, I think, the best. And not only do you get this delicious food from Katie, you get this wonderful knowledge base from Jose. I mean, I teach nutrition at Washington and Jefferson College, and Jose knows far more than anyone that I've ever met. So, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've given over like 90 meals, 90 to 99 to all our breast cancer. So 99, or we'll hit 100 by next week. I'm sure we have one more week yet. So it just touches and warms my heart. And I just have to give them credit for this one thing, because one of a woman who's come from out of state said that she could not eat the food the way it was because she had to have her teeth removed. And they were so dear that Katie made all the food in, a mush like baby like form to eat. And she was just so touched. She started to cry when she thanked me on the phone. And she, like I said, she's from out of state. So thank you. Thank you. So that being said, I'm just going to give a little background about Jose here. He is a Florida native, and he went to college in South Carolina, and he's a super athlete too. He was granted several scholarships in recognition for his athletic performance as a catcher in baseball. So he played baseball throughout his college career. And then after that, he started coaching. And throughout his career, he said that he has really learned a lot about the toxins that are in our body and what we're exposed to. It can be chemicals in not only our food, but household cleaning products. So Katie and him made a decision early on, once they got married, that they were going to detox their lives. And during their pregnancy, or Katie's pregnancy with their first son, and they have a son and a daughter, that they began practicing good eating habits, yoga and meditation. And this allowed for a deeper meaning for all of them to learn about what the mind-body connection was. And thus being said, Everest Eats, Everest is named after their son, was born last year. I think it was November 12th of 2019. So Jose, I'll let you begin from here.
All right.
And I'm going to mute everyone too.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, you're muted. Hold on, Jose. Wait.
He can unmute himself. Jose, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Good now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to say thank you for this opportunity to be. This
Are we like losing him?
Beautiful. Can you guys hear me? I'm sorry. You can't hear me?
Is your Wi-Fi signal not, it might not be strong there.
Babe,
No,
is the
we're
box
okay.
is the box open? Maybe I can move closer to the Wi-Fi router. Would that help?
Yeah, that might be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me make a move, and then, babe, if you want to just disconnect from the Wi-Fi, that'd probably be better as well. I'm sorry.
That's
No,
it.
don't be sorry.
We're getting to see your greenhouse. I like it.
This is actually our yoga room.
You practice what you preach then.
Oh yeah, we have a whole room for it. There's all our mats and everything, and yeah.
That's very cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everything I'm preaching here.
This is kind of a bonus.
Well, I'm gonna have to move upstairs, so just give me
okay.
1 second.
Jen, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
You get the tour of my house. Babe, can you set this light up right here, please? Sorry.
Oh, his
No worries. During this,
brief
Oh.
intermission.
yeah.
Brief
Carol,
intermission.
can you sing?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody know any good jokes?
Of course, I have everybody on mute. Should I unmute everybody?
No, that's okay. Well,
I'm here now.
Okay.
We'll be good to go.
So the reason why our internet connection wasn't really connecting. Can everyone hear me? Can I get a thumbs up from everyone? Okay. Is actually we have a Wi-Fi router box that we keep closed that actually knocks out the wireless radiation signal. That's one of the things that we do. And I'll talk about Wi-Fi radiation and all that stuff as well. But yeah, that's the reason why. All right. Okay. So yeah, first I just want to say thank you. This whole opportunity has been amazing for me and Katie to create something such as Everest Eats that where we're able to create true change, true change in our own lives, true change in our children's lives, and true change in our community. And it's just been so amazing to be able to utilize my knowledge in environmental health and safety and Katie's knowledge in nutrition to mold those two things together to create something to where we're legitimately looking out for the well-being of our community and everyone that eats our food. Because my responsibility is to source all the ingredients. My responsibility is to look for the environmental toxins, look for the artificial food colorings, look for the various types of preservatives in the foods. And Katie just finds a creative way to put it all together. So, I tell everyone this, and I say this is, we are never going to feed you what we don't feed our son, basically. So we're excited to do that, but that's not what this is all about. It's not about all Everest Eats. I did want to ask though, did everyone like the food that they picked up? Thumbs up, everyone? Okay, cool. What I wanted to talk about today were habits. Okay, the daily habits that we incorporate that get us to where we want to be each and every day. And what I've learned throughout my experiences in life is, actually me and Casey were talking about this the other day, I truly believe that life is more about unlearning rather than learning. We're stuck in this cycle of we want to learn more, we want to learn more, we want to learn more, without really a realization that a lot of things that we've learned within our lives are subconscious thoughts and subconscious things that we've learned from the ages 0 to 7. Okay. And the thing about the ages 0 to 7, and it touches home because Everest and Denali are both, Everest is 2.5 and Denali is 9 months. 0 to 7 is when your mind is basically strictly operating off of a subconscious state of mind. So think of this, just very easy way to think about it. Okay. Picture your mind a record player or a cassette, the old cassettes that we used to have, put in the boom box and hit the record button. Picture your mind as that. Right when you're born, from when you're born all the way up until 7 years old, you've hit that record button. Okay. And then after 7 years old, you've basically taken what you've recorded and you hit that play button. And those are the habits, those are the beliefs, those are the feelings that you take with you for the rest of your life. Okay. So you're basically operating your entire life based on what you learned without even knowing. Most people don't even know, you were told you weren't good enough, or you were told this, you woke up every morning and you were fed sugary cereals and stuff like that. These are things that are ingrained in our subconscious that we take with us for the rest of our lives. So that's why I always say, we have to focus on unlearning what we don't even know that we've learned. Okay. And how do we figure those things out? We'll continue to talk about that. The very first habit, okay, that I think is very important towards unlearning, okay, peeling back those layers of the onion to get to the core of who you truly are. Okay. The very first habit that I've incorporated into my life, and it's just been very powerful, is the habit of gratitude. Right when you wake up in the morning, you wake up, you put your feet on the ground, and you just give thanks for another day, another breath, another heartbeat. You give thanks, you show that gratitude, you feel that gratitude. And it's easy to just say that, but there's actually some science behind that right there. See, an hour and a half prior to going to sleep and 30 minutes after you wake up, your brain is actually operating in that subconscious. Okay. Those are the only times in which you can reprogram essentially your brain. Okay. So we have to utilize those times 30 minutes after we wake up and an hour and a half before we go to bed. I'll explain more about that, to program those, reprogram your subconscious. Okay. So, and also, the world and our bodies and everything is based off of energy. Okay. Energy and frequencies. Okay. And they say when you give gratitude, it floods your body with different types of positive hormones, the oxytocins, all that stuff. And the actual vibration of your frequency, your body is more vertical. Okay. When we're stressed, when we're worried, when we're focused on just negative things, our vibration tends to coil up like a tight coil. Okay. But when you give thanks and you give gratitude, it makes that vibration a lot more vertical. Okay. And it also, one thing that I've noticed is because I've done both, I've forgotten to give thanks, and I feel like it determines that flow of your day. It really truly does. When you wake up and you give thanks for your family, for your friends, for your hands, for the ability to eat, it really truly gives you a different perspective in life. Okay. And I understand there's so many, there's so many people going through different things. Okay. So many different things, to the point where sometimes it doesn't seem like there's something to give thanks for. but there is always, always, always something to give thanks for. And I guarantee you, by implementing that, just that simple thing, the beginning of the day, you'll begin to start seeing some positive changes in your life. And having faith. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's if it's Jesus, doesn't matter if it's Muhammad, doesn't matter if it's whoever you believe in, the universe. Just having that higher power other than yourself, to ask for things, ask for health, ask for self-worth, ask for happiness. And those are actually the three things that I believe, that everyone's looking for. Those are universal languages. Everyone is seeking health. Everyone is seeking wealth in terms of, either financial or self-worth. And everyone is seeking happiness. Those are three things that everyone's looking for. But what I've noticed in a lot of people's lives is you see someone that maybe has a lot of wealth, and they may be happy, but their health is deteriorating. Or somebody that's really happy and has good health, but their self-worth is so it's all about finding that balance. Okay. So habit, wake up, gratitude, skip the phone. 80% of people wake up, they want to check their phones, they want to do all this. What you're doing there is you're focusing on input, okay? Input of information right when you wake up, okay? So you're utilizing those 30 minutes. Let's say you see something really, negative, something going on in the world, real negative. Well, that's going to be your perception of the day for the rest of the day, okay? So focus on output. So we'll talk about that next. So the habit number 2, okay? Focusing on yourself. All right. Now that may sound, I feel like in our society, we see like people that are, if you're worried too much about yourself, then you're being selfish. Okay. Well, think about it this way. Okay. If I didn't wake up every morning and focus on giving thanks, giving myself thanks, focus on going to a quiet space and meditating and doing my yoga and all these different things. If I didn't focus on myself first, how can I be the best person that I could possibly be for others? Because that's the goal, is focus on yourself, build your energy, okay, so that your cup is full. That cup is full and it's pouring out. And then that energy that's pouring out, you're giving to other people. Okay. So, focusing on yourself, building your energy. One way to build your energy, sunshine, vitamin D, get the sunshine. 15 minutes a day will give you, just even if you have your hand out the window and that sun is hitting you, you're getting 15 minutes a day is giving you all of the vitamin D that you need for the day. Okay. Supplementation. There's some studies been done on supplementation saying when you supplement one thing, it can throw off the balance of another. So vitamin D supplementation can minimize your body's capability of absorbing iron by 400%. So go and get the real thing. Go out there. All your plants that we grow, everything needs sun. So we do too. Okay. We're no different than nature. Also building your energy, meditation. Okay. I know you probably hear a lot of people talking about it. You have to meditate, this and that, but I feel like meditation is more about just being with yourself, being, I feel like I used to be like this. I used to be in a point where I was uncomfortable being with myself. I always had to be around somebody. I always had to be doing something. But when you're with yourself in that silence, and you're simply just focused on one thing, is your breath, something that the only thing that's constant, you know, your heartbeat, your breath, focusing on those things, that is when you bring your mind to a place of quiet and peace. Okay. The world that we live in right now, with technology and billboards and ads and this and that, there's just so much stimulation going on. Okay. And when we let in that stimulation, and without having basically cleared your mind first, well, then it can become overwhelming. It can just become a huge amount of information and stimulation for your mind. So you utilize those 30 minutes prior to just sit, focus on your breath, and calm your mind. Okay. And then give yourself the opportunity to, you know, give yourself some affirmations. Everything's going to be okay. I'm going to wake up today. I'm going to, you know, I'm going to eat fresh foods, drink fresh water, and do all those things. So utilize that time in the morning to meditate. Just stay in silence, focus on your breath. You don't have to worry about, you know, if a thought comes in, pushing it out or this and that. No goals. Just focus on your breath and be in silence and see how you feel. The next, building your energy, yoga. We do it every day. Every single day, it's a habit. The most sustainable way to do it, I mean, you know, it's not sustainable, especially now. Yoga studios are all closed, you know, COVID and all that stuff. Get online, find your favorite class that you like. If you don't know how to calm yourself down, let somebody else do it through movement, and yoga is a form of meditation as well, because it forces you into your body. It forces you to put your focus within rather than focusing on the things around you. Okay. Focusing on your body, becoming more conscious of your body, becoming more conscious of how you feel. So it's a great habit that we've incorporated, and we just get online, do yoga with me. If anybody's looking for a good website, beautiful. Do yoga with me, Fiji McAlpine. She's fantastic. You know, and just follow your routines. Also, get out, a habit to build your energy. Get out in nature. Okay. I truly feel that one of the biggest mistakes that mankind and perceptions and that we've had is that somehow we are separate from nature. But in all reality, we're all just a part of nature. We're a small part of nature. We're one species in comparison to the rest of the world. And there's lots of science to being out in nature. There's actually in the air, when you're around trees and you're immersed with trees, you're actually breathing in these little like spores that are actually helping boost your immune system. Being around the energy of the trees calms your anxiety levels. It reminds you to sit back and breathe. And also it reduces all that stimulation, because you're looking at things that are still. A tree is not, you know, going all over the place, flashing from one screen to another like a TV would. You know, your mind is simply focusing on one thing, and it pulls you into the moment. Okay. And that is one thing that a lot of us struggle with, because we're controlled by our minds, and our minds are always thinking and this and that. We have trouble focusing on the present moment. So being out in nature, just truly, and being immersed in nature, truly allows you to be present in the moment. Also a habit, sleep meditations. Okay. I utilize a gentleman. You can find him on YouTube. It's called Doxy, Dauti, DOXY, or sorry if my spelling, but Doxy meditations. And basically what it is it's a guided meditation that guides you into your sleep, but it's utilizing that hour and a half prior to, the 30 minutes prior and then an hour and a half into your sleep to basically reprogram your subconscious. There's some for manifesting health. There's some for manifesting happiness. There's some for manifesting wealth. All three of them. I mean, anything you want to manifest. And basically all it is just, he puts you into a meditative state to where you're taking a deep breath and sometimes you're asleep, but it doesn't matter. Your subconscious is always running and always listening. So utilizing before you go to sleep and when you wake up to sort of program that subconscious. So that's a good way to build your energy. Okay, the next habit, once we've built our energy, okay, is, I'm sorry, babe, can you give me some water? My mouth is like getting dry. Thank you. So once you've built your energy, the next habit is protecting your energy, okay? Once again, there's so many things out there that are stimulating to the brain that can drain you of your energy, okay? Whether it be, it really resonated with me in speaking to Carol when she came over to the house and we spoke. She says, I know exactly what caused my cancer. Thinking back in retrospect, I know what it was. And it was a horrible relationship with my boss at my job that created all this stress throughout my life. And that constant stress, that constant amount of cortisol entering your body, putting you in that fight or flight state of mind, that will definitely do it. Okay. So part of living a healthy life and generating healthy habits is protecting that energy. Okay. Protecting that energy. And, there's many ways that, that could have been handled, whether it be, maybe leaving that job if that's not feasible, but also realizing within your own mind, okay, I've come to a conclusion that there is nothing worth sacrificing my health. No thought, no, just no one else, someone else's actions. There's nothing that is worth sacrificing my own well-being and my own health. Okay. And I know that anxiety, causes stress. I know that depression causes stress. And I always, whenever I experience those, because I still experience those, it's a matter of balancing. It's just a matter of coming back to that. Okay, take a deep breath. Is this really truly worth, the damage that this is doing to my body? And the day that I realized that, I'll share just a short story, was Everest was about 7 months old or 8 months old. And he was eating at his table. And me and Katie got into an argument, and just got into an argument and just right in front of him, like unconsciously just, got into argument. Next thing you know, like a minute later, he begins throwing up. Okay. And we both looked at him and we were just like, wow, this is more than just about us, and we realized, we both looked at each other and we realized, like, is it truly worth it? Is it worth your own, number one, your own health, but also the health of your family and your friends and the close people around you? And, I say, no, it's not. So all these different things that we go through, that we're going through. The one thing I learned from a gentleman that we get fresh heirloom tomatoes from, and where we go hiking, his wife is actually battling, I think it was pancreatic cancer. He said the lowest vibration that one can be at, okay, your body, the lowest vibration that your body can be at is the poor me vibration. Okay, so no, I don't want to be insensitive or anything. Like, I understand there's people going through a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. Okay, but shifting that mindset from being the victim to someone that I'm taking charge. I'm going to take charge of my life. I'm going to wake up every morning and I have full control of what is happening from here, this moment on. Okay, and accepting where we are right now, and accepting where we've been, accepting our past, and accepting everything, and by accepting that, we're clearing that space for a new growth. Okay, basically. So also part of protecting your energy, being aware of what's coming in. All right. So many things. Okay, I like I said, my background's in environmental health and safety. There's over 80,000 different chemicals in the world right now. Over 80,000. All right. In the United Nations, the European Union, they've probably banned about, I think it's like up to 1,100 or 1,200 now. In this country, they've only banned 10. And the last time they banned the last one, I think, was like in the 1950s, and I think it was lead or something like that. Okay, everyone knows lead is dangerous for you, right? But my point to that is, if it's on a shelf, if it's FDA approved and all that stuff, it doesn't mean it's safe for consumption. Okay, so we have to be vigilant. We have to be pioneers of our own health. We have to look out for ourselves, because there's really not many people out there looking out for us. So we have to be conscious of what's coming in, whether it be the TV screen, whether it be your cell phone screen, whether it be the wireless radiation, whether it be the skin, the lotions and creams we put on, whether it be the deodorants that we put on, the shampoos, everything. You get my point. We have to be conscious and vigilant of everything that's coming in, okay? Because your body, once you've filled that cup, okay, and then I start using deodorant with aluminum sulfide in it, with heavy metals, my body is then, everything that comes in, even a thought, even just negative energy, it's draining my body. My body has to use that energy to detoxify. Okay, and that's the beautiful thing about our bodies, is they do have the ability to heal. You cut your hand, what happens? It heals up. Okay, so we have the ability to heal. We just have to give it the proper tools for it to actually heal. And we have to eliminate those things that are not allowing us the balance, and draining us of our energy. Okay. So sorry, I do have things written down. I don't have all this memorized. So wireless radiation and electropollution, that's a big one now, especially with the 5G and all that stuff going on. Definitely, we have to be conscious of where we're placing our cell phones. I see a lot of people, a lot of women actually, when we were younger, you see it more in the younger age, where, oh, I don't have any pockets. Where do I store my cell phone? Oh, let me just put it right here. Okay. Put it on me, keep it on me. If you read closely in the manuals of your, whenever you buy a new cell phone, it actually tells you not to put it on your body. It has been tested. It actually tells you not to put it up to your ear, because it's been linked to brain tumors. So they tell you, but you know, obviously it's in little text and they're not going to make it public information. So being conscious of that, of the Wi-Fi radiation. Fluoride, okay, fluoride and bromide. I'm sure everyone's familiar with fluoride. You know, hey, rinse your mouth out with fluoride. Hey, brush your teeth. Fluoride, it's healthy for your teeth. Well, fluoride and bromide actually, they do one thing, okay? They block the body's absorption of iodine, all right? And iodine is very, very important, especially for thyroid and mammary glands, okay? And Katie has a friend that had her mammary glands and her thyroid. She's a breast cancer survivor. So fluoride and bromide are linked to those two things. So ridding fluoride of your different products, and also filtering your water. Okay, a lot of people, you know, we get thirsty, we just go to the tap, and it's actually been proven that most tap waters are toxic. They're said to be safe for consumption, but in all reality, they're not. They've all tested for environmental toxins and carcinogens as well. So eliminating fluoride. Fluoride also decalcifies your pineal gland. Okay. Your pineal gland is in the very center of your head, and that's what actually allows you to think outside of the box. It allows for your consciousness. So it decalcifies your pineal gland. And we need our pineal gland. Our pineal gland is essentially our third eye. It's what projects. It's what allows us to see our vision clearly and all that kind of stuff. So it's very important. Another thing is oral contraception. Okay, I know it's very convenient. It's a little tiny pill. But it's actually not many people know that oral contraception is listed in the category known as a probable carcinogen by the WHO, the World Health Organization, alongside tobacco, alongside diesel exhaust, alongside plutonium. And there was a study done by the American Association for Cancer Research that actually found that breast cancer risk actually increased by 50% in those who use oral contraception. Okay, I know because Katie was using some for a while. There's different options. I'm not very versed with that. Obviously, it's not my my thing, but there are non-toxic forms of contraception. All right. So that's protecting your energy. Just basically being aware of what's coming in. And you know, I personally, and this is just a habit of mine, I don't watch the local news. I have before, you know, I've been told by my parents, you need to know what's going on in the world and all that stuff. But one of the reasons why I don't is because probably if you were to tally it up, 90% of the stuff that you hear is negativity. Okay, and a lot of the things that we perceive in our life are based on things that we may have seen on a screen. Okay, and I'll give you a perfect example. Whenever I leave town, Katie gets worried. Okay, she gets worried. She wants to keep all the lights on outside, and she just gets like this tension, this anxiety that someone's going to come in, and you know, all that stuff, which is a legitimate fear. I'm not taking anything away from her. But I asked her one day. I said, Katie, I said, this fear that you're holding, have you ever spoken to someone that maybe got broken in or something happened to them? And she thought, she said, no, never. I said, has your house ever been broken into? Have you ever experienced any type of, break-in or anything like that? She said, she said, no. I said, well, then that fear has to come from somewhere other than your direct life experience. Okay. That's something that may have been programmed into your mind. That fear of being alone, that fear, those are the types of fears that we don't even know that we have, that we hold on to us. But think prior to the internet, or think prior to technology, when all we had was our own eyes to perceive life. Okay. Our experiences that we encountered were the ones that we utilized to create our emotions, create our beliefs, and all that stuff. So if we think of it that way, that makes it easier to figure out what those fears, what those thoughts, what those beliefs are. Okay. Because one thing that TV does, and smartphones and all that stuff, is when you're looking at your phone especially, and most smart TVs now, they emit something called a blue light. Okay. And when you look at that blue light, you're actually releasing as many hormones as if you were to do like cocaine. All right. Your brain is in a very, very stimulated state. Okay. And what I've learned is when you mix an emotion, okay, whether it be sadness, whether it be anger, with the whole elections thing going on right now, there's a lot of emotions going on. When you mix an emotion with a thought, you create a belief. Okay. When you're in that emotional state, and then you're implanted that little thought in there, that then becomes your belief. Okay. And it may be a belief that you don't want in there, but it was placed in there subconsciously. When you're staring at a screen or whatever, your mind is just in a receiving state. Okay. So just be conscious of that. Be conscious of protecting your energy in that aspect, because what you surround yourself with is what you're going to get out. You surround yourself with negativity, then your life is just going to flow in that direction, and you're going to perceive the world as something negative to be scared of, and all that stuff. So, okay, the next habit that I've incorporated personally in my life, and this isn't, I'm not telling, there's people with different health conditions and things that they need to do and not do. So I'm just sharing this as something that's really helped me out, and why. The next habit is intermittent fasting. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. It has become a buzzword lately, and simply because intermittent fasting, the process of autophagy, was actually just discovered in 2016. And basically what autophagy is the process of your body, okay, when it's in a fasting state. See, fasting's been around for, Jesus fasted, all the spiritual figures, Socrates, Hippocrates, Benjamin Franklin, they all believed in fasting. Okay. And what was recently discovered was through autophagy, the Nobel Prize winner, was that what your body actually does is it takes all of those broken, deformed, inefficient cells within your body, and it begins using that as energy rather than the food that we consume or the things that we're putting in. It begins using that to create more efficiency in your body and more energy. Okay, it's using your body's own stored energy as fuel. Okay, and think about it this way. And Casey told me she really liked this this analogy. Is imagine your body as like the pantry. Okay, and instead of going out and buying all this food and putting it in your mouth and consuming it, your body is reaching for the stored energy, okay, within your own body. And autophagy, basically, once it grabs that stored energy in those deformed cells, it actually creates something called supercells. And that's what they called it, supercells. Supercells that are even stronger than the cells that you currently have in your body, okay? So to me, you know, the lining in your gut, the cells in the lining in your gut regenerate every 3 days. The cells throughout your whole body, they say, you know, you shed skin cells, you shed all these different cells. You have a whole new body every 7 years, okay? So if you're able to put your body in a fasting state, then you're essentially creating that efficiency within your own body and creating that strength within your own body. See, we didn't have, you know, back in ancestral times, we didn't have a Sheetz that we could right down the road that we can go get food, a Quick Mart, or, you know, access to all these different foods. We didn't have that. Our body and our minds were meant to function in a fasted state, but also function at its optimal level in a fasted state. Okay, so think about that. All right, a quote by Hippocrates. Okay, he was like the founder of modern medicine. He said, "Everyone has a doctor in him or her. We just have to help it in its works. The natural healing force within each one of us is the greatest force in getting well. Our food should be our medicine. Our medicine should be our food. But to eat when you are sick is to feed your sickness." Okay? So not only does fasting, okay, create these huge benefits to your body, okay, it also allows you to become conscious of what's coming in. You know, when you haven't experienced life one way, you never know what another way feels like, right? If you've never been in a fasted state, you wouldn't know what being conscious of what's coming in. Okay, if you've never been detoxified from environmental toxins within your house, you're never going to be able to feel what it feels like to be, you know, those toxins hitting you. And I'll give you a perfect example with environmental toxins. My mother, and Carol got a chance to meet her. My mother was up here for 3 months. She was helping us take care of Everest and Denali until we found our wonderful nanny, Casey. But she was up here for 3 months. Okay, she was eating cleanly. We've completely eliminated all environmental toxins out of our house. I can guarantee that. And you know, she was just in a better environment. Okay, well, 3 months later, well, not 3 months. She's been up here for 3 months. She just went back home 2 weeks ago. She went back home to my father. He had cleaned the house, right? We all know what cleaning the house means. Get the mop bucket, throw some bleach in there, get the Lysol, spray down the door handles, all the things, just spraying everything down, okay? My mom got home, okay? And she says it just like me when I used to go out in the field in the oil and gas industry. She felt the swelling of her throat. She felt the swelling and the closing of her nostrils. Within the hour, she got a headache. Within 2 hours, she got migraines. She was literally down and out for about 2 days. Okay. And the point to the story is that she got to the point, okay, where she felt one way. She got to the point where when she went back into that environment that normally she wouldn't feel, and it was the same environment, she was able to feel the toxins entering her body. Okay. And that is the goal of detoxifying your life, basically. That is the goal of detoxifying the foods that you eat, detoxifying the skin products and everything, is to get to a point to where you've developed those habits every single day, and get to the point where now when you eat something, you're like, you immediately can tell, like, no, that something that you may have regularly eaten your whole life, you can feel that it's not right. So that's one thing that intermittent fasting has done for me, is it's just made me conscious. I'm actually right now, I haven't eaten since 6 o'clock yesterday. So I'm actually in the middle of a 36 hour fast. And, but I know when I go to put that next bite in my mouth, it's going to be something that I know is nourishing. It's actually going to be what was made for you guys. Okay. So it makes you more aware of what's actually coming in. When you've put your body in a state of, no food at all, it really makes you become aware of, okay, what am I putting in? What am I putting in? So that's a huge part of health, is just becoming conscious of what you eat. And I heard this quote today. We're actually in the middle of moving into a larger kitchen, and one of the chefs there where we were at said, we were talking about food and what we're doing, and she basically said, the less you mess with food, the more you will get out of it. And even with like everything that we're doing with Everest and working to put just together fresh ingredients and vegetables and all these natural things with using minimal processed things, she really sparked something in me. And it's so true. The less you mess with food, the closer you are to just consuming nature, the more benefit you will get out of it. Okay. Because, when you look at an apple, all right, an apple, in comparison to supplementation and all that stuff, right? A lot of us, we want to supplement vitamin D, but like I said, it throws off the balance of the ability to absorb other nutrients. But when you look at an apple, and you just look at an apple and you realize that apple has all the micronutrients, all the minerals, all the amino acids, everything that you need in a perfect balance, so that when it enters your body, even the seeds, you eat the seeds of an apple, it has minimal doses of arsenic, which arsenic, we in large doses is bad, but minimal doses of arsenic within the apple seed has actually been shown to kill different harmful cells, even cancer cells. Okay. So all of these natural fruits and vegetables in its whole form provide everything that your body needs to generate the abundance of energy and nourishment that your body is looking for. Okay. The reason why people that eat processed foods overeat, okay, and is because their body is still asking them for nutrients. But one thing about plant-based foods is when you consume plants and whole foods and whole vegetables, what it does is that fiber actually expands in your body, and it fills and it hits all those neurotransmitters within your body to tell you, and it sends off all these awesome hormones to tell you that your body's full and it's nourished. But when you eat something processed, like let's say a bag of chips, that breaks down, and let's say this is your stomach here, that's going to break down, and it's only going to sit. All those chips, I mean, you could eat a whole bag, 2 bags, whatever. It's all just going to sit at the very bottom of your stomach, and it's not going to hit all of those neurotransmitters. Okay, so you're just going to want to eat. Okay, and I truly believe that one of the biggest problems just of our society in general is that we're told that we need to eat, We need to snack. We need to eat 5 times a day. We need to eat this. We need to eat that. In all reality, you know, if you look, once again, you look at ancestral times, we ate when we came across some berries, or we were able to hunt something, or, you know, it was very sparingly. Okay. And when we did eat, okay, back in ancestral times, they gave thanks to what they were eating. Okay. And that leads me into my very, very last habit. Okay. My very last habit is consuming clean water. Okay. And not just consuming clean water, but being conscious of water in general. Okay. So there was a scientist, his name was Masaru Emoto. Okay. He was a Japanese scientist, and he actually studied water. He had a study called The Consciousness of Water. Okay. And you can look it up. There's tons of YouTube videos and all that stuff. But what he found out was water actually has its own intelligence. Okay. And what he did was he took jars of water and he lined them up. He lined the jars of water up, multiple jars of water. And some of the jars he put love, happiness. He put gratitude. And he wrote these words on these jars. Okay. And then on the other jars, he wrote hate, just negativity, just all these negative things. And he actually took samples of the water and measured the frequencies, and he also measured the crystallization of the water. And what he noticed was, on the ones that had the love and all the positive words, he noticed that the crystals were forming so efficiently, and they took different beautiful forms, and it was just a beautiful sight. You could see pictures on the internet of the different words compared to the different actual pictures of the water molecules. And then the ones that had all the negative words on them, it was just the water was becoming stagnant. The crystals were beginning to deteriorate. Crystals were beginning to die. Okay. So what that tells me, and it also, he did this with music too. Mozart, beautiful, heavy metal rock. Sorry for anyone that listens to that, but heavy metal rock was just like real just had a different form to it. Okay. But what he basically found out is water has its own consciousness. It has its ability to feel. Okay. And this is part of that shedding back the layers and just opening your mind to new ideas. Okay. Think about this. What is our body mostly made out of? Right? It's made out of water. What are in our cells? Water. Everything, probably 85% of our body is water. I don't know what the exact statistic, but the majority of our body is water. Okay. So think about the different thoughts that we think about ourselves, the different thoughts that we think about others, the different things that we tell ourselves, I'm sick, I'm not good enough, I'm incompetent, I'm, all these different things that literally are affecting the vibration and literally are affecting the crystallization, and the efficiency of the water within our body. Okay. If he can prove that, think about what it does to your body and others. You think negative thoughts about somebody. When I realized, the day that I realized this was when one day Katie was just, she's gone through her, she went through her anxiety, she went through her depression, went through a bad divorce and all these different things. And she brought that with her. She brought those scars with her. And there was one day where she was just like, I'm so fat. I'm this, I'm that, and just saying these negative things towards herself. Okay. And I looked at her and I said, Katie, these things that you're saying about yourself, I said, would you go up to somebody and say it directly to their face? And she sat back and she was like, well, no, of course not. I mean, I just wouldn't have it in my heart. Like, why would I say that to somebody? I would never say that to somebody. I'm not a mean person. And without realizing, I asked her, I said, well, why would you say that to yourself? Why would you say those same things that you wouldn't say to someone else? Why would you say that to yourself? It's a lot of things we just don't realize that we say to ourselves, that we believe about ourselves. Maybe those things where we've mixed those emotions with those thoughts, those beliefs, or those thoughts of someone else telling us we're not good enough, we can't do something, all these limiting things that we impose upon ourselves are the things that drain us of our energy. Okay. And that cup that we want full and pouring out to other people, it's just getting lower and lower and lower and lower till one day that cup dries out. You have no more to give to others, whether it be your kids, whether it be your family, whether it be your friends, whether it be your coworkers. You have to have that energy for yourself to be able to give to others, to pour out to others. Okay. And it proves that what you think is what you get, basically. And part of, consuming your food and choosing the right types of foods is giving thanks for your food. If you change, there's a famous philosopher, his name is Lao Tzu. He wrote the Tao Te Ching. He said, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Okay. So that applies to all aspects of life, but in food specifically, if you change the way that you look at your food and you look at walnuts, that walnut sausage that you guys just ate. Okay. Walnuts, they're shaped like little brains when they're together. Well, guess what? They're good for your brain, for brain development, brain health. Pomegranate, you cut it open and it looks like the different chambers of the heart. Well, guess what? It's great for your heart, your cardiovascular system. Cashews, the cashew cream that you guys just, that you had today. Cashews, if you eat a handful of cashews, it's equivalent to consuming a Prozac. So it gives you that anti-anxiety, those chemical properties that actually help you calm anxiety. So changing the way that you look at your food will change the way you look at things, your choices as well that you bring into your house. You go to the grocery store and you stick to the produce aisle and the nuts and the bulk seeds, and you say, oh man, what am I going through right now? Okay, well, I'm gonna research. Naturalpedia, by the way, is a great resource. I'm gonna research what's good for anxiety. Garlic. You stick a clove of garlic under your tongue. My grandma actually taught me that, and I looked it up, and it's legit. Because my great grandmother lived to 98. She was actually she was a healer. I come to find out like a few months ago. So yeah, creating those habits. Okay. And lastly, let's see. I'm sorry, I may have gone on. Okay, keeping your water in a copper vessel. Copper vessel, you can, I can send you everyone links to all of these things, because I have links to all of these things where I can just make it simple for you. You can eliminate all the research and just send you a link of all these different products, all these different things, so that you can go and get them if you find the need to. But keeping your copper is the most highest conductive metal. And keeping your water in a copper vessel actually increases the frequency and the the vibration of the water, basically. So when it enters your body, it's actually doing very, very beneficial things. And the last habit, I think it all comes down to is love. Like Carol said, and it's just love yourself, love others, no matter what anyone's beliefs are. I know we're experiencing these times right now of like uncertainties and all of this this turbulence around us. If we just focus on first loving ourselves, then we'll have the energy to love others. And I love this group. The very first time I was in a group like this was for Kara right before her brain surgery, and I thought, man, why don't they have groups like this just for everything? For anyone, for everyone, just to come together and share positivity and share love. It shouldn't just be, before something, negative or anything. Why do we have to wait for those things? And that was really the point of creating Everest Eats, is we want to create a difference. We don't want to wait for the government to ban artificial food colorings and ban artificial sweeteners. And, no, I'm sorry, Carol said we're running short on time.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Carol. Just love each other. Just love each other. Love yourself. And, if anyone needs anything from me, I am open. I will send my email through the chat. Like I said, I'm creating an email list where I will be sending out just different things that we talked about, different products that you can look for. If you just want to be connected, I am coming out with a training on intermittent fasting, so I'll send you notifications on that. But yeah, I'll type in my personal email. It's jrosa@everesteats.com. And anyone that would like that information of the different products and just to be added to that specific email list, because we're creating a different email list aside from the food side of it, please feel free to reach out. And also, Katie will be doing a cooking video on the 12th. Basically, it's a Zoom virtual cooking video introducing people to more of plant-based and how to prepare creative meals. You can go on our website, everesteats.com, under the events tab, and you can find that as well. So we're so grateful. We're looking forward to just continue helping our community. We appreciate your support.
Well, thank you so much, Jose. I'm sure that everyone has learned a lot from your what you had to offer them tonight. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. So
Thank
we
you.
appreciate all your insight on changing habits and changing your life. And I know I learned a lot from what you had to say. So I'm going to open this up. Does anyone have questions?
There's a question in the chat from Kara, and she asks, can you recommend the water filter that you use, or what do you?
Yes, I can send it. I'll send it through that that email. Yeah, absolutely. It's an alkaline water filter. It's fantastic. Eliminates fluoride, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Is it for your whole house, or is it just for like what do you do for the shower?
So yeah, that's the only one we haven't gotten to. It's not for the whole house yet, but just for internal consumption and cooking as well, and cleaning.
Okay.
So it has an acidic filter, so you can get like acidic water. It's good for cleaning. Mix some different, lemon essential oils or different things for vinegar, apple cider vinegar, but also to drink. And it also has it's alkaline number 2, which is for adults, and then alkaline number 1 for smaller children.
Jose, does that attach to your tap or in your refrigerator? Where is
It
the
yeah, it attaches to the tap. I can actually show you. Yeah, it's right over there. Sorry for the messiness. That's actually the meal that I'm gonna break my fast with here in a little bit. But it's right over there.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's basically it attaches right to the tap, and you can you turn the knob to turn it on, and it dispenses the water, and you purchase the filters every 1,000 gallons actually. You replace the filters. So, and it depends on
Remember the brand name?
yeah, it's called Athena, yeah, Athena water filters. Yeah.
Jose, I think that was interesting what you said about the water, because I will tell you, my brother's like president of the fish club throughout the United States. And he said when this will tell all of you the significance. When he put fish in regular tap water, sometimes the skin started to peel off. Like it affected real fish. It's like dumping, Coca-Cola on your driveway and seeing what it does. So I think you made a good point about talking about the water.
Well, there's actually something called the EWG, and I don't know if some of you are familiar with it, the Environmental Working Group, okay? They do very, very good work in terms of vetting products and vetting all that stuff, but also what they do is they're like the environmental watchdog agency. They've done testing on there was 201 different systems tested across 43 different states, and every single one tested were found to have probable human carcinogens in them. So yeah, so it's very, very, very important to have clean water. And for those of you still drinking water out of like water bottles and stuff, water bottles actually leach. Plastic is made out of petroleum, so they leach different endocrine disruptors that can be very, very toxic to your health, especially if it's exposed to the sun. Your water bottles in your car, or your water jug, your plastic ones in your car, all that petroleum is leaching in to your water.
So what can we use when we go out running or jogging? Because I know that's, oh, okay.
Stainless steel, but actually like I said, we're in the process of getting a copper one of these. So this
Okay.
is a 64 ounce. I try to drink one of these every single day. But also remember what I said about, the consciousness of water. Give thanks to the water that you're drinking, give thanks.
Right.
It sounds a little, nutty or whatever, but, or my water bottle somewhere here, I wrote love yourself, write positive words, do whatever you want. But this is essential for your life, clean water, clean air, clean food. So.
Okay, so there's another question here too, and everyone's given some great comments, Jose, on thanking you for everything that they learned tonight. But what is the Wi-Fi box you were talking about?
That I don't remember the name. I'm going to research it, and because there's no name on it, I can't. It's not labeled anything. So, but I'll go back and I'll look back to the box that I purchased, and like I said, if you guys want all this information, I'll send it to you. Boom, list it out. Wi-Fi box, water filtration system, everything. I'll just send it to you.
Yeah, that would be great. I can get you everyone's email, or just get it to me and I can send it out.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay. Any other questions?
Intermittent fasting guidelines by Bev. So, okay. So, Bev, I am, and this is for everyone, I am in the process of filming a training on intermittent fasting. And it's going to be a dive deep into intermittent fasting. So yeah, I excited for that. It's coming soon. I haven't filmed it yet. I have everything ready. I'm working with my website guy to get it filmed, and we're gonna have it on the website probably beginning of next month.
So you know what, Jose, I just have one more question because I liked how you didn't, really hound everybody about, you should eat this certain food or that certain food or whatever. Like it was just sort of an awareness level of your food and how important it is. Like if you had to make like, I don't know, just 2 changes towards a more plant-based diet, like what would you say the most important 2 things would be to do?
Well, I would say the first thing is education. Educate yourself on it, because there's so many people that want to make changes, and it's just like, I want to make this change and I want to, but if there's no, like I said, if there's no emotional reason behind it, if there's no, true emotional reason on why you want to change it, I feel like you have to find that emotional reason. And for most of you, it's probably, either you want to help combat your already existing cancer, or you want to prevent the cancer from coming back. Okay. Because, there have been studies that say 95% of cancers within the first 5 years come back if you don't change your habits. So it's a little scary thought, but at the same time, it's like, okay, maybe that's my why. So just self-education and really figuring out why you want to do this. And the next thing is overcrowd. Start off slowly. The body doesn't like drastic change. Most of us don't like drastic change. It has to be a slow, sustainable shift. The very first thing I would recommend, me personally, cutting out would be dairy. Okay. Dairy causes inflammation in the body. Dr. T. Colin Campbell, the China study, proved that the animal protein casein in dairy actually increases the growth of cancerous cells. So I would say the first thing is cut dairy. Dairy just it creates that inflammation in your body, and all illnesses, it doesn't matter what it is, all illnesses are based on inflammation of the body.
Okay, thank you.
And there's lots of plant-based dairy alternatives, tons out there. But the one we like using is Follow Your Heart. It's good. It's a very, very good dairy alternative. And we've vetted it for its ingredients.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions?
Oh, Carol, hi, Harry Funk here. I'd just like to say thank you, Jose. This was very informative, and I'm very interested in following up with you about an article about all this, and we love your food. So I'll email you and, follow up. But hey, thank you so much. Thank you, Carol, Jen. Always great to see you. And everyone else who's been sitting in here, you can't see me, you see the kitty cat, but here I am.
Thank you. Thank you. I know you're one of our biggest fans, and I greatly appreciate it.
Well, I met you the first time you delivered. I met you in our driveway. So good to
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
You pulled up. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And we love the food. So great to hear more from you. Fantastic. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for the appetizer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did everyone enjoy it?
Oh,
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, I
Oh,
wanted
yeah, it
more.
was.
We wanted more.
I know.
It was delicious.
We had to whip it up really quick.
Fantastic.
We
Thank you so
we
much.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Get you intrigued, wanting more, right? That's the goal.
And Harry is a walking testimonial for you, because I haven't seen him physically since the pandemic. And he said he's lost about 20 pounds, and he's gone over to a plant-based diet at his wife's urging. I think that was the case. And so that's, beat that. That's awesome.
It
You're
helps.
helping us with all that. You and Katie are, certainly.
Thank you. It helps
Thank
when the
you,
food
Jen.
is
I'm glad
flavorful.
you noticed.
Jose, where is your new kitchen that's bigger?
So Bella Sarah, I don't know if you guys, is that anyone's heard of Bella Sarah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jason Caps, the
Yeah.
owner over
On
there.
Organza Road?
Neat place.
Yep. Yep, right on Morganza, right next to All Clad. Yeah, it's just
Great.
one of those
See,
how life works. I was just in the kitchen one day and I said, "Hey, Katie, wouldn't it be nice if we got into Belisara?" And literally that night, Jason Capps reaches out to us saying, "Hey, we heard you're looking for a kitchen," because she had put something out on Facebook like, "Hey, we're looking for a kitchen." So it was just like one of those
Awesome.
meant to be things. Yeah. So we're
I work
excited.
in South Point, so I'm very, very close.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So we deliver a 25-mile radius of 15317. All of our food is delivered in plant-based, sustainable packaging. And like I said, we vet all of our ingredients. You're not going to get artificial food dyes. You're not going to get harmful preservatives. You're not going to get any toxins in your food. Katie calls me the ingredient Nazi, but it's, if we don't let it into our own homes, and if I'm not going to give it to my own kids, we're not going to give it to you. So, I've been to the bulk grocery store where restaurants shop at, and I've seen the carts and look at some of the prepackaged meatballs and the prepackaged sauces and all that stuff. And I'm just like, this needs to change. This really needs to change.
But Jose, I just wondered too. I seem to be the one asking a lot of questions, but where, when you go around and where are you getting like all the fresh food? Are you going to farmers? Are you going to where do you get this kind of food? If it's not the summer.
Okay, if it's not the summer, then yes, we have to go to different places. Fresh Time being one. It's a grocery store right in Heidelberg, Collier. They have really, really good, very good produce. In terms of vegan specific stuff, we do different, like we don't make our own vegan cheese. Okay. We don't, not yet, at least. But we make all of our sauces. We make all of our bases for our pizzas. We make our breads. Katie's dad makes all the breads. Katie's mom makes all the desserts. So we pretty much find all ingredients organic, if possible. And we utilize those ingredients. But during the summer, it is farms.
Okay.
Yeah. There's actually a few farms right here local to us that use Janoski's farm. We're very close with Janoski. They use a very minimal, like a powder sort of natural pesticide, to prevent stuff like that, to prevent diseases and stuff. So
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I will say good night to everyone, and I thank you, Jose, again, and thank your lovely wife, Katie, and we appreciate your time. And please go and eat something because I am worried about you. You've been fasting for too long.
I feel great, honestly. Yeah, after a certain point, your adrenaline kicks in, actually, and you get whoa.
Okay.
So yeah, I feel.
All right. Well,
feel
Jen, did you have any parting words?
Well, this is amazing. Thank you. And I still am interested in trying to transition to plant-based. So I don't know if you have any, maybe I'll look on your website or see if you have any information there about, because I need baby steps because
yeah.
I like sugar. That's my big problem. But,
so we've done the food portion of it. We're working on the information portion of it now because we don't want people to simply rely on us as a crutch. I've heard lots of business owners saying, yes, you do, but no, we don't. We want to provide the information so people can provide this nourishment to themselves within their own homes without having to, it's just not sustainable to buy from us every single day, every single week. For some people it is, but for most it's not. So we want to also provide the information. Yeah.
And I also
Jen, I'll help you.
Okay. Thank you, Kara. But I have a friend who has a product and it's called, I don't know if you can
Flip Your Dip.
It's nacho.
Oh yeah, I know who that is.
So they're a Pittsburgh based product and she's cheese. So that might be a connection for you if you've ever. for them.
So we have some big visions basically with Everseats that's going to make plant-based more convenient for everyone in terms of receiving products and all that stuff. So yeah, we would love to speak to her.
That sounds fantastic. Well, thank you. I appreciate you and Katie, and you were incredibly gracious to send all this food to us. I really appreciate it. I have to say it's delicious. I don't know. Is that walnut on the bread?
That's the walnut. Yeah, walnut sausage.
It did taste like sausage.
I know, right? That's the thing, is
really
that
good.
Katie has the talent and the ability to take what you're used to eating, your comfort dishes and stuff, but just making it plant-based and with minimal ingredients possible. And that's the beauty of what we're doing, is bringing the flavor and the nourishment, because usually flavor comes with convenience and convenience comes with poor ingredients and poor health. But we're bringing convenience, we're bringing flavor, and we're bringing health. So
Okay, so you're doing the cooking show on the 12th, right?
the 12th, yeah, it's on Everseats under the events. You can RSVP there. Should be doing a live cooking show.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you. And thanks again for all those meals, over 100 meals.
You're
to
very
our
welcome.
breast
It was our
cancer.
pleasure.
I
Thank
can't
you,
thank
guys.
enough. All right, enjoy your evening, and everyone, and Jose, go and eat now.
All right. I love you
Okay.
all. Take
All
care.
right, good
Thank
night.
you so much.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.